I was to say, Untold Stories, exploring forgotten events in history, full 10-minute script, host, opening 0001 buzzer. Welcome to Untold Stories, exploring forgotten events in history. When we think of history, we often picture famous dates, powerful leaders, and monumental victories. These moments dominate textbooks, documentaries, and classrooms, but history is far richer and far more complex than what we're usually taught. Beneath the surface lies a vast collection of forgotten events. Stories erased, minimized, or ignored, not because they lacked importance, but because they challenged the narratives of their time. Today, we set out to uncover those hidden chapters, not just to remember them, but to understand why they were forgotten and why they still matter today. Because history isn't only written by the victors, it's shaped by those who survived, resisted, and endured, even when their voices were silenced. Segment 1, the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921, 1-4. Our journey begins in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the early 20th century, home to one of the most prosperous African-American communities in the United States. Greenwood District was known as Black Wall Street. It was a thriving hub of Black-owned businesses, doctors, lawyers, newspapers, and families building generational wealth in a deeply segregated America. But in May of 1921, everything changed. What began as a false accusation quickly escalated into one of the most violent racial attacks in U.S. history. Over the course of 2 days, white mobs, some aided by local authorities, burned Greenwood to the ground. More than 200 homes were destroyed. Businesses were looted and erased. Hundreds of lives were lost, though the exact number remains unknown to this day. And then something even more shocking happened. The story was buried. For decades, survivors were silenced. Insurance claims were denied. Schools omitted the massacre entirely. Many Americans grew up never hearing the name Greenwood, never knowing Black Wall Street existed at all. Yet despite unimaginable loss, survivors rebuilt brick by brick, memory by memory. Remembering the Tulsa Race Massacre forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about systemic racism, historical erasure, and the cost of silence. It reminds us that resilience doesn't erase injustice, but it proves the strength of those who endured it. Segment 2, the Stonewall Riots, 487 Alsey. Next, we travel to New York City, 1969. At the time, being openly LGBTQ+ was dangerous. Police raids on gay bars were common. Arrests, public humiliation, and violence were routine. Most people endured it quietly until one night. They didn't. In the early hours of June 28th, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a small bar in Greenwich Village, but this time the patrons refused to disperse. Instead, they fought back. What followed were days of protests, resistance, and street demonstrations led by drag queens, transgender individuals, and marginalized members of the LGBTQ+ community. The Stonewall Riots marked a turning point. They sparked a movement, one that demanded visibility, dignity, and equal rights. Within a year, the first Pride marches took place. LGBTQ+ activism gained momentum across the world, yet for years, Stonewall was reduced to a footnote or ignored entirely. By remembering Stonewall, we honor the courage of those who stood their ground when silence was safer. Yeah, their defiance reshaped civil rights history and continues to inspire the fight for equality today. Segment 3, Forgotten Women in Science, 7 Our final stop brings us to a quieter but equally powerful forgotten story. Throughout history, women have been at the forefront of scientific discovery, yet time and time again, their contributions were overlooked, credited to others, or erased entirely. Take Rosalind Franklin, whose work was critical to discovering the structure of DNA, yet recognition went elsewhere, or Katherine Johnson, whose calculations helped send astronauts to space, while her name remained unknown for decades. From medicine to physics, astronomy to computer science, women shaped the foundations of modern knowledge, often without acknowledgement. These omissions weren't accidents, they were the result of barriers, biases, and systems that limited whose achievements were deemed worthy of remembrance. By reclaiming these stories, we not only correct the historical record, we inspire future generations to see themselves as innovators, thinkers, and leaders, because talent knows no gender, and brilliance should never be forgotten. Conclusion. As we conclude today's journey, one truth becomes clear. Forgotten history is not lost history. It's waiting to be rediscovered. These untold stories challenge us to look deeper, ask harder questions, and listen to voices long ignored. They expand our understanding of the past and help us build a more honest future. Preserving these stories isn't just about remembering pain or injustice. It's about honoring resilience, courage, and contribution. History is not a single narrative. It's a tapestry woven from countless lives, struggles, and triumphs. Thank you for joining us on Untold Stories, exploring forgotten events in history. If you believe these stories deserve to be heard, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and continue exploring the past with us. Because when we remember what was forgotten, we shape what comes next.